Gee, this time of year sure is boring. I sure wish there was a game where I can fight demons, fight angels, fight God, fight myself, ride rockets, witness the horror, go on a nice boat ride, debate existentialist philosophy, experience existentialist philosophy, play The Witness, and go fishing. It's a shame that game doesn't exist though. Ultrakill is one of many games from the wonderful country of Finland has produced games such as Cruelty Squad, Fear and Hunger, and perhaps most depraved of all, Angry Birds. Smash! Ultrakill is probably the sickest game ever made, but in order to explain why that is, I would have to explain the entire game to you, perhaps in the form of a YouTube video. Oh wait, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna try and make this quick, because Ultrakill kind of has a pretty light story. That is to say, it barely has a story at all. But you can pick some stuff up while you're playing the game. So humans discovered hell was real and created robots powered by blood. But then the robots did what everyone should have expected them to do and killed everyone on Earth. Now, with no one left to kill, they have ventured into hell to kill whatever is down there as well. You are V1, one of these blood-powered robots. Another force that's making its way into hell is the Council of Heaven, a council of angels trying to fulfill God's will. Unfortunately for the Council, God is canonically dead in the Ultrakill universe. And that's basically the whole story. Needless to say, it's not the gripping and intense story that brings people to Ultrakill. In fact, you can play most of the game without even finding the story, which sort of makes sudden inclusions at the end of each part kind of jarring and awkward. But coming to Ultrakill for the story is kind of like going to a construction site to meditate. At least what little story we do have is suitably rad for the game. The best way to describe Ultrakill from a gameplay perspective is probably Devil May Quake. If you need any more proof of this, put devilmayquake.com into your search bar and see where that takes you. Ultrakill is one of those newfangled PS1-inspired boomer movement shooters that the Zoomers are all over nowadays. But to be fair to Ultrakill, the resurgence of boomer shooters is somewhat a result of Ultrakill rather than the other way around. I haven't actually played Quake, but the influence is still very apparent. There's even a nail gun. I have played the original Doom though, and yeah, that makes sense. I have played almost every Devil May Cry game, and I don't know if the DNA is as strong there. The game is fast-paced, and there is a style meter, and that's sort of where the similarities end as far as gameplay is concerned. Where Ultrakill is similar to Devil May Cry is in its dogged devotion to being as cool as possible at all times. You can jump off walls and slide like Mega Man. In order to heal, you need to immerse yourself in the blood of your enemies. One of the first guns you unlock in the game, which is a revolver of course, the coolest gun, allows you to flip a coin, and then ricochet your shots off the bullets into your enemies. You can parry almost every attack in the game by punching it, and you can increase the power of some of your own attacks by punching them. You can flip a coin, punch it into the head of one of your enemies, killing them, then shoot the coin after it bounces off their body, which ricochets and kills another enemy. Ultrakill is so radical that it circles back around to being lame, and is so confident in its lameness that it circles back around again to being awesome, like Shadow the Hedgehog. However, there are times when Ultrakill takes this doctrine a little too far. The game has a serious problem with putting everything on the screen all at once. Most rooms are filled to the brim with enemies, which frequently include the previous mini-bosses along with a stage hazard here and there. Some of the enemies are more annoying than fun, such as the Mind Flayer and the Sentry. Oh boy, I love when enemies can kill you in one shot and have evolved to have a taproot system like a dandelion.
Oh my god, bro. Oh hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
Combine this with enemies who can dodge attacks and other enemies that stop you from healing, and sometimes Ultrakill can wind up feeling like a job rather than fun. There is somehow a gracefulness to Devil May Cry that is missing from Ultrakill, and the answer to the game throwing literally everything at you is oftentimes to throw literally everything back at it. The level design does add to the frantic and fast-paced nature of Ultrakill's gameplay, but my undiagnosed ADHD can only take me so far, goddammit. Who made this game? George Lucas? There's too much stuff on the screen. We can't talk about Ultrakill's main gameplay loop without talking about all the times it just gets ignored. Every level of hell in the game has its own secret that usually just throws out the gameplay completely. One is just The Witness, another is Crash Bandicoot, another one is an anime visual novel, and perhaps the most famous of Ultrakill's secrets is a fishing minigame with an online leaderboard. The only thing this game is missing is skateboarding. On an unrelated note, based on this review and my last review, you've probably figured out my favorite genre of video game. That's right! Historical Grand Strategy!
Avanzate!
You know, this game could really use a style meter or something. Ultrakill also has some interesting bosses. The Malicious Face, also known as Maurice, is a thwomp-looking MF that attacks you with memes from like 2007. As mentioned before, Maurice comes back as a regular enemy throughout most of the game. The Swords Machine is the next boss in the game, and I don't have much to say about him really. He's a decent boss that doesn't come back until the second last level of the game.
So far.
You can also get him mad by parrying his attacks. Cerberus is bawling. Yo! You'll usually encounter two of Cerberus at once, and they like to do the Dark Souls 1 thing, where if you kill one, the other will get more powerful. And they also appear throughout most of the game, like Maurice, oh boy! The Hideous Mass is a nightmare, and I don't want to talk about him, but just know this, he does come back eventually. The Sisyphean Insurrectionist is like Maurice, but he attacks you with 2023 memes instead of 2007 ones. The Ferryman is a bro, and you can actually pay him off. There are some bosses who never actually appear as enemies. V2 is you, but red. He's that classic boss trope where you fight yourself, so I don't remember ripping Darklink's arm off. There's also famous YouTube voice actor Gianni Matrograno, who's a fan favourite for obvious reasons. You kind of do an ego death on him. Finally, there's the corpse of King Minos. Not King Minos, just his corpse. Don't ask. You know, there are two bosses who I haven't mentioned, but I'm not actually good enough to even fight them yet. Finally, like any good boomer shooter, Ultrakill has a load of weapons. There are about 5 weapons in the game so far, and each of them has at least 2 variants. You start with a revolver that can fire charge shots or do the coin thing I mentioned earlier. The coin thing is pretty powerful, but I can't aim good. You'd think it'd be better with the shotguns, but not really. One can fire a rocket, which is very useful. The other makes you explode, which is less useful. The nail gun is just the cream of the crop. The TF2 Heavy would be proud. Along with being a Quake reference, which is neat, it shreds enemies. The only problem is that it runs out of ammo and needs to recharge. The variant, however, does not, and if you right-click it goes into gamer mode. The rail cannon is handy because you can just delete enemies with it. See that guy? No you don't. Moving on. Finally, there's the rocket launcher. The normal version allows you to freeze your rockets and ride them, which is useful. The second one reminds me of my time on the high seas. It was the spring of 41 and we were up north. We were ambushed by the Kriegsmarine off their coasts. There were explosions. We were taking on water, and before I knew it I was out in the cold, cold water. I swam for God knows how long with Private Johnson until we reached land. Nothing but white for miles. The cold came in hard and I ate him. Eventually I found a small village, and that's when I realized where I was. Finland. Oh right, yeah, Ultrakill.
I was never book smart, I'm money smart, makes me more intelligent.
Typically when we think of hell and demons and stuff and try and associate them with music, we go straight to like rock and heavy metal. There's probably a reason for this, but I can't be bothered to go look it up. The original Doom goes all in on this idea with its music, taking clear inspiration from the heavy metal of the 80s. The song for E1M1 is definitely a Metallica song, but no one seems to be quite sure which one it is exactly. When Doom rose from its grave in 2016, it stuck to its roots, but also took on a more industrial techno feel, with more bass reflecting the sci-fi setting. The Devil May Cry games also go for a metal-inspired soundtrack, but mix in choral tracks as well, further cementing the Christian aspect of the whole thing. The soundtrack also has a trademark early 2000s stink. Ultrakill perhaps gets the closest to truly depicting hell with its music. While most people claim rock is the music of the devil, Ultrakill knows that it's actually breakcore. A lot of the music is very good, but there's always so much stuff happening at once that it kind of fades into the background. It's like how if you add a pinch of salt to your coffee, your brain gets overwhelmed and decides to forget bitter. Here's some examples now, along with funny videos to keep your attention span working. Ultrakill is one of those PS1 inspired games that the Zoomers love. To be fair to Ultrakill, again, it was sort of a pioneer for this fad. To be honest though, Ultrakill doesn't really pull it off in my opinion. The game is just too smooth and the textures are just sort of too clear for a PS1 game. There are effects you can turn on in the settings, but it's obvious enough that they're just filters and not like the actual game freaking out like a PS1 game would. But if I'm gonna be really honest though, I really don't care. I didn't come to Ultrakill for a perfect emulation of the PS1, I came so I could punch coins at people and Mario stomp demons. In the grand scheme of things, graphics and good art direction are kind of just the cherry on top for a game. Like, the best-selling game of all time is Minecraft, and it looks like Minecraft. Cruelty Squad has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Just Dwarf Fortress in general. Overall, Ultrakill is a great game with some flaws here and there. The game sets out to be the raddest, sickest, coolest game of all time, and it mostly achieves this goal. Ultrakill is still in early access, but the main gameplay loop is finished, they're just adding more content. In fact, more content is coming out this month. I give Ultrakill 7 pearl-clutching old women out of 10. And, if you go to the pinned comment below, you'll find a link to Ultrakill on Steam with a whopping 0% off. How generous. This is Spibble signing off. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, send your video to everyone you know. Put it on your Snapchat story, put it on your Instagram story, put up TikToks of this video. Tell your parents, tell your kids, tell your siblings, tell your neighbors, tell your dog, tell your pastor. Make a religion of me. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. If we get to 1 zillion subscribers tomorrow, I'll make an OnlyFans. Do all the things I've said before again. Make new accounts to like and subscribe even more. Goodbye.